Two separate explosions rocked two parts of metro Atlanta, and tonight we're learning more about how both blasts started. Last night on Up Late, we told you about this first, about the deadly home explosion in Chattahoochee Hills. Well, then today, 10 large explosions on Peachtree Street, right in the heart of Midtown, sending thick smoke into the air. Well, tonight we're getting explanations on how both of these explosions were sparked. We're going to go back to Natisha Lance for more on that.
Ron, both of those blasts were caused by nearby utilities. Ryan Kruger has been digging into some of that. So what'd you find out?
So that home explosion in South Fulton County, that is a propane leak that likely caused that blast. Meanwhile, in Midtown, it's actually rainwater that is the likely culprit.
Chuck Miller lived on this plot of land in Chattahoochee Hills for more than 40 years. The rural area doesn't have municipal gas lines, so instead, Miller heated his home with liquid propane. Sadly, firefighters believe that's what likely caused the deadly blast. According to the fire chief, there was likely a leak in the liquid propane line leading into Miller's home. When liquid propane is introduced into the atmosphere, it expands. The fire chief suspects the odorless vapor filled Miller's basement.
A very explosive atmosphere, so it takes almost nothing, a static charge, a refrigerator motor cycling on and off to arc to ignite that.
The explosion leveled the house. It was felt miles away and debris was scattered everywhere. Sadly, 83-year-old Chuck Miller died in the explosion. Over on Peachtree Street, neighbors are thankful no one was hurt after this scary scene in Midtown. Atlanta firefighters tell us there were 10 very large explosions underground, which then sent smoke billowing into the air. Georgia Power tells us they haven't yet confirmed how the blast started, but firefighters say they believe rainwater seeped into an underground transformer, which then caused it to explode. Power to the transformers was automatically cut off, and by the time firefighters arrived, the fires had already put themselves out.
And those explosions in Midtown shut down parts of Peachtree Street right in the middle of the morning rush. You can imagine what kind of congestion that caused. And Emory Midtown Hospital is right there by those explosions. They had to move the patients to the other side of the hospital to make sure no one got hurt.
So nobody hurt in those explosions, but what more do we know about that man who died?
Yeah, so he was an 83-year-old resident. Longtime residents there say he was well known and well loved as well.
I knew him personally and knew him to be, and I described him before as a five-star cook. He was just a great fellow to know.
And Chuck Miller lived alone in that home. Authorities are telling me his wife had recently passed away.
All right. Thanks so much, Ryan.